right, Shalom, peace and blessings, family. This is Brother Ezra on Jacob's Ladder, bringing forth a new segment that I'm gonna call "Connecting the Dots," where I'm really just gonna be trying my best to help, connect the dots, uh, paint a bigger picture, put the puzzle pieces together. You know what I mean, for you, or however you want to say it, so you can see the end goal of the fallen one. Um, Not just through the eyes of the scriptures, but through what's actually happening in the world. So you can see when the scriptures say, beware of Satan's devices and things like that, you know what I mean? Knowledge, people are destroyed for lack of knowledge and different things like that. I can go on and on, but this segment is really just going to be me pointing out things so you can get a full understanding. You know what I mean? It's not this particular video right now I'm starting with is called just connecting the dots with the New World Order. It's going to be a brief overview. I'm not going into depth. Really, it's more so really just touching the surface because the reason I'm starting with that is because that's the end goal. You know what I mean? He wants the fallen wants to be like the Most High. He's gonna, you know what I mean? You have the Antichrist. You have all these different things. You know what I mean? So um the end goal is for him to rule the whole world. So we, or most people would know it as the New World Order. Even though there's been multiple world orders, and we're even in one right now. It's just that there is going to be the New World Order once he comes into power and he's taking his place on the throne, as far as people would know him as. So one thing I want to do first and foremost, before even getting into the New World Order, like I said, this is going to be a brief overview, just so you guys can see, where I'm coming from and how my mind works and things that I've learned over the years. First being a so-called conspiracy theorist, and then coming into the truth and having that knowledge um, to basically build into each other. And now I can see both realms. I can see and understand the spiritual side of things, and I can also see the physical side of things that were going on. And being a so-called conspiracy theorist, for a while, I was had a full understanding of, well, I don't say a full understanding, but I had a good understanding of what was going on and their plans, you know what I mean, way ahead of time. But not understanding the spiritual aspects of it. Now I have the best of both worlds. Well, I would say the best, but the knowledge of both worlds, both physical and spiritual. So now, I'm gonna do my best to bring out these studies, and we'll try to keep them between 10 to 15 minutes, maybe 20. We'll see, most I willing, but they're not gonna be super long. But the first thing I want to do is go into uh the word conspiracy and then theory, because people make it seem like, I know some people don't know the actual history of conspiracy theorists. I put that in another segment, just dealing with that in general, but I'm not going, like I said, I'm not gonna go too deep because this video will get longer and longer. But I'm gonna start with the word conspiracy. So the word conspiracy it says it's a secret plan by a group to do something unlawful or harmful. So the conspiracy is things that people do all the time. So it's not, the word conspiracy theorist or conspiracy theory is used as a term to deter people from uh information that is brought forth by somebody that actually might dig deeper than the surface from what the general public is given. You know what I mean? So they deem those people as conspiracy theorists. Sometimes not it's not to be demeaning to some people, for the, what I mean, as far as it coming from those that are just really unlearned and just ignorant and naive. And then sometimes it's used by those higher up that want to deter people from where the truth is actually hidden at, and they want to make those people seem like they're crazy, right? So you have the word conspiracy. Also, it says the action of plotting or conspiring. You know what I mean? So when you go and read in the scriptures, there's a lot of conspiracy going on, especially when it comes to the other nations towards Israel. You know what I mean? Them trying to hide who we are, that the name of Israel be no more in remembrance. That's a conspiracy. It was a conspiracy, and you know what I mean. Until it actually happened, it was a theory, right? So let's look at the word theory real quick. So theory is a suspicion or a system of ideas intended to explain something, especially one based on general principles, independent of the thing to be explained, right? So I'm independent. I'm not attached to whatever it is that's being explained. You know what I mean? It's a theory, you know what I mean, or a thesis or a hypothesis, something to where it's like it's not proven yet, but based on the information that is available, um, or that is comprised by a particular person or whoever, you can draw a conclusion without actually having the full on evidence um, right in front of you. Kind of like how they deal with in courts. I mean that phrase is it's not how's it go? It's not whether it's true, is whether if you could prove it in court, right? You need to have solid proof. You know what I mean? So until that particular point, it's technically theory. You know what I mean? So you can't close a case on theory, even though they do it to us all the time. But anyway, it says another form of it will be a set of principles on which the practice of activity is based. And then the other one is an idea used to account for a situation to justify a course of action. So obviously, a theory is based on how a person is using it. But obviously, when we talk about conspiracy theory itself, we're talking about um, us saying that the the deep state or the shadow government or whatever is doing such and such to certain people. You know what I mean? A lot of times these so-called conspiracy theories actually come true, and then nobody has nothing to say. You know what I mean? Afterwards, you know what I mean? Especially when they make it seem like we're crazy, then the thing happens, and then now everybody's quiet. No apologies, no nothing. You know what I mean? So one thing before we go further, I'm just going to point this out just to smash the whole point of conspiracy and then the word theories, because a theory is something that's not proven. But if it's not something that's proven and they hold us to make it seem like we're crazy because we see the information, we see what's going on, and we don't trust this world, let alone the people that are running it, uh, there are things that people live by that are still theories. And I'm just going to point one out just because, just to help put my point across. It's like, don't come at us when we read Bible prophecy, because and most people don't realize, most Christians, most people that are in the Bible don't realize that Bible prophecy, and I'll be coming out with a study on that, Bible prophecy that hasn't come to pass are conspiracy theories until they happen. So if you believe in the scriptures, you believe in the Bible, you know somebody that believes in the Bible, and they might come at you a certain kind of way thinking you're a so-called conspiracy theorist. Tell them, if you believe in the Bible, you're a conspiracy theorist too. Because that's what it is. So I just happen to actually believe it. So to me, it's not a theory, it's a fact. It just hasn't happened. All right. So gravity. Gravity is still a theory. Isaac was Isaac Newton. So you know what I mean. So I'm gonna read this definition. I was gonna use the one from Wikipedia, but Wikipedia is, they just like everybody else will paint the picture that gravity is really not a theory, but it is. They're making it. They're using measurements. They're using their, what I mean, it's measured to this. It's weaker than this thing. It's weaker than the power of relativity, and what I mean, all that kind of stuff. But you can't even measure it, or you can't even explain truly what it is. And I'm gonna play a short video on that. But this is just to prove the point that people live their whole lives and build all these different things off of something that's still a theory, right? And then they hold themselves to it. Not only just gravity, because I could also throw in the theory of evolution in there, the Big Bang. where this, so-called globe Earth that people think we live on, that is spinning, thousands of miles an hour, moving through the universe at 1,000 miles an hour, while also moving through the galaxies 1,000 miles an hour. You mean more obviously? I don't know the numbers, but I will be doing a study on that too, just to show you the satanic numbers that they have all throughout it, just to show you that these things are all made up, and it has the fallen one's fingerprints all over it. But gravitational theory and other aspects of physical theory, right? So the Newton theory of gravity is based on assumed force acting between all pairs of bodies, an action at a distance. When a mass moves, the force acting on other masses has been considered to adjust instantaneously to the new location of the displaced mass. That, however, is inconsistent with the special relativity. So it's already showing you there's inconsistencies here on something that is used to teach, our children and people in college, or all these scientists and all these things are still using theories that is plainly just inconsistent with other things that are actually facts. So it says, which is based on the axiom that all knowledge is distant. Events come from electromagnetic signals. Physical quantities have to be defined in such a way that certain combinations of them, in particular distance, time, mass, momentum, are independent of choice of space-time coordinates. This theory, with the field theory of electrical and magnetic phenomenon, has met such empirical success that most modern gravitational theories, so this that there's even more so-called understandings of gravitation, but they're all still theories. So they feel like they have more of an understanding of gravity, but they're all still theories. So there's still nobody that has gravitational facts or full understanding of what it is, right? So it says gravitational theories are constructed as a field of theories consistent with the principles of special relativity. I'm gonna stop it right there. I ain't gonna keep reading on further, but I'm gonna let this guy that most people might know, this brother. If you haven't known, I'm gonna go into it. Like I said, I'm trying to keep this somewhat short. I'm already at 12 minutes, so I'm pushing my time. It says, this is Neil deGrasse Tyson talking about gravity. Like I said, I know this video is supposed to be about the New World Order, and it's like, why is this brother talking about gravity and theories and stuff like that? It's like I gotta set the basis moving forward, that things that I'm bringing forth, especially in this connecting the dots. Most of them are gonna be conspiracies, theories, so to speak, but it mixed in with prophecy. From the scriptures, and like I said, Bible prophecy are conspiracy theories, right? So people need to get comfortable understanding conspiracy theory or conspiracies and things of that sort. You shouldn't be uncomfortable with those words, and they shouldn't shy, or make you not want to listen to somebody because they say, "Oh, that person's a conspiracy theorist," or that, this person's just spreading false rumors, and all the other things that they say nowadays. But I'm gonna play this video real quick.
What is gravity?
You have no idea. Okay, next question.
Wow.
No, here's the difference. We can describe gravity. We can say what it does to other things. We can measure it, predict with it. But when you start asking like what it is, I don't know.
So did I accidentally ask a deeper question than I meant to?
Yeah, no, you were meant to ask deep questions.
Apparently I was.
In life. So to say, what is it? I think Einstein, in an Einsteinian answer, we would say gravity is the curvature of space and time. And objects will follow the curvature of space-time, and we interpret that as a force of gravity. That's probably the best answer I can give to a what is gravity question, or why is there gravity. That's the best I can do there. I think that's a good start. And I can also say that Einstein noted that matter tells space how to curve, space tells matter how to move.
Say that again.
Isn't that beautiful?
It is. No, I want to get that.
Yeah,
I like
so
that. That's a T-shirt.
matter and energy will curve the fabric of space,
Okay.
and it's that curvature that tells other matter how to move in the curvature of space itself. And so Einstein juxtaposed those in a poetic phrase where he said, "Matter tells space how to curve. Space tell." Did I get that right? Yes. Matter.
I wouldn't
Matter
know.
tells space how to curve. Space tells matter how to move. It's beautiful.
That is beautiful.
All right, now I want to point something out. Neil deGrasse Tyson, Bill Nye, the science guy, the Asian dude with the white hair, and all these other ones that they constantly put in your face. They're actors. They're actors. I could pull another video where Neil deGrasse Tyson said that the Earth is more pear-shaped because of how it spins, and that it's not perfectly round, because of how fast it's spinning, and it makes it more of a because it's on an axis, it makes it more pear-shaped and more bigger on the bottom. Now, show me a picture that they so-called took out of outer space on their space stations. Now, a long way away from the Earth, where they could take a whole picture of it, and show me a picture of a pear-shaped Earth. You ain't gonna find it. I'm just gonna say, I'm just gonna do this real quick. You don't take my word for it. Here we go.
So you spin. When you spin pizza dough, it kind of flattens out. It gets wider in the middle, and so Earth, throughout its life, even when it formed, it was spinning, and it got a little wider at the equator than it does at the poles. So it's not actually a sphere; it's oblate, and officially it's an oblate spheroid. That's what we call
oblate spheroid.
But not only that, it's slightly wider below the equator than above the equator.
A little chubbier.
A little chubbier.
Yeah.
Chubby's a good word. It's like pear-shaped.
Yeah.
So, it turns out the pear-shapedness is bigger than the height of Mount Everest above sea level.
How much higher is the tall mountain that you identified in this book, which name I forget?
So, it's chubbier on the bottom, according to Neil deGrasse Tyson. Why I do all that? Because now, when you type in New World Order and you try to find anything, if you just type it in on Google, especially Google, you're going to get the word conspiracy theory right afterwards. So this is Wikipedia. I just typed in New World Order, but they have it on here with the parentheses conspiracy theory next to it. So I'm just going to read what it is supposedly next to it. But then again, like I said, the New World Order is what is being put into place by so-called, I will call them humans, because they're not man. I mean, most I might have created them. Some of them might be fallen angels and Nephilim and other things like that are working behind the scenes, but they got their minions that are men and women that are working to help create this New World Order. So when the fallen one does come into play and show himself, they'll have everything in place so he can take over and have everything already set up. Not saying that he's not a part of it right now. He's definitely pulling all the strings behind it. Because this is his kingdom. We just don't know. Most people don't know it yet. All right, so it says New World Order is a conspiracy theory. So already off the back, a New World Order is a conspiracy theory. They're saying it's a conspiracy theory, and obviously that word has a bad connotation on it. You know what I mean? So it's like, how are you saying it's a conspiracy theory? But I'm gonna show you some couple videos to show that there's other people that talk about a New World Order, especially presidents. I could show more, but this particular New World Order and things like that is going to be something that's always going to be woven in to all of the connecting dots videos going forward. Because it's always important. It's always relative, because everything that I'm going to be showing you is to help create the New World Order. So those are the dots that we're going to be connecting. And, whatever I have on my spirit at that time that I feel like talking about, it might not be in a particular order. But they're just going to continue. I'm just going to keep coming out with them, different things. Just know that they all are part of the collective dot connecting and puzzle pieces and things of that. You know what I mean? As far as the puzzle pieces, usually you start with the corners, so I'm starting with the corners on the puzzles right now. So it says a conspiracy theory that hypothesizes a secretly emerging totalitarian world government, which we already know that's already in place. It's just a matter of if they're all going to get under one umbrella, right? So the common theme in conspiracy theories about a new world order, let me zoom this in so y'all can see it better, is that a secretive power elite with a globalist and agenda is conspiring to eventually rule the world through the authoritarian one world government. So it's one world government. Just I'm gonna put this in there. There's one world government, one religion, one love, and there's another one currency. But just know that all those things I'm going to touch on those, and they're all very, very important. And one love is probably the most dangerous and sensitive of all of them, right? So it says, excuse me, it says which will replace sovereign nation states and all encompassing propaganda whose ideology hails to the establishment of New World Order as a culmination of history's progress. Many influential historical and contemporary figures have therefore been alleged to be part of the cabal that incorporates through many front organizations to orchestrate significant political and financial events, ranging from causing systematic crises to pushing through controversial policies at both national and international levels as steps in ongoing plot to achieve world domination. Now, to get an understanding, those that are highest up, they're not the domination. The world domination is not for them. It's for them to be in high places in Satan's kingdom, just like us that are saints. They're gonna have not all of us, but some of us are gonna have high ranking places in Christ's kingdom. They're doing the same thing. They're trying to get high ranking places in the fallen one's kingdom by setting up his government and his system for him. So when he gets here, those that did their jobs correctly will have high ranking places, right? So the fallen one always tries to do what Christ and the Most High is doing. It's just a different kind of way because he can't create life. He can't do things the way they do. Now, speaking on New Order and talking about as a conspiracy theorist, let's actually talk and actually see what some of these presidents. I'm just going to use 3 presidents because I can go on and on and on. We'll do that on another video. Play this video and I'm going to play another video. Actually, 3 or 4 more videos.
I think this presents us with some significant opportunities to make some real changes. You know, we are at an inflection point, I believe, in the world economy. Not just the world economy, in the world. It occurs every 3 or 4 generations. As one of the top military people said to me in a secure meeting the other day, 60 million people died between 1900 and 1946. And since then, we established a liberal world order, and that hadn't happened in a long while. A lot of people dying, but nowhere near the chaos. And now is a time when things are shifting. There's going to be a new world order out there, and we've got to lead it. And we've got to unite the rest of the free world in doing it. So anyway, I'm going to hush up, Mary. Fire away.
Yeah, hush up, Joe. Hush up, Joe. All right. Let's go back to this old guy. Y'all remember him.
Is more than one small country. It is a big idea, a new world order, where diverse nations are drawn together in common cause to achieve the universal aspirations of mankind: peace and security, freedom, and the rule of law.
So I say we must clean the house of white America of racism. Americans who are in the white majority should be proud to stand up and be heard denouncing the sort of racist rhetoric we heard on that tape, so loudly and clearly denouncing it that our black fellow citizens can hear us. White racism may be black people's burden, but it's white people's problem. We must clean our house.
He got that on the backside of that video. But that house is still dirty. They haven't been cleaning. I don't know what they're doing, but they're slacking on the chores, I can tell you that.
The US presidential motorcade arrives at the United Nations, passing the ever-present groups of demonstrators assembled on the other side of the road. A sense of anticipation in the General Assembly chamber, and a warm reception for Barack Obama as he walks to the podium, his wife seated among the heads of state and dignitaries.
The time has come for the world to move in a new direction. We must embrace a new era of engagement based on mutual interest and mutual respect, and our work must begin now.
And the President outlined his vision of a new world order in which the US would participate fully.
What?
In which the US would participate fully. And the President outlined his vision of a new world order. And the President outlined his vision of a new world order in which the US would participate fully. One rooted on 4 basic principles.
Non-proliferation and disarmament, the promotion of peace and security, the preservation of our planet, and a global economy that advances opportunity for all people.
Among the speakers that followed the US President, the lead...
Agenda 2030. Man. Agenda 2030. Now, what better way to get everybody to fall in the line with those particular things on a global scale than a world shutdown? So with the world shutdown, I'm getting close to the end right now, they created the Great Reset, brought to you by the C-19, right? So I'm not going to talk about what the Great Reset is fully. There's going to be, I'll probably do a whole other video on it. But the Great Reset was initiated by the C-19 so that they can put everything into place that they've been working on for a long, long time into place, because everything shut down and everybody was able to, they were able to see how far people were able to compromise and live with moving forward. As Charles Schwab said in one of his articles, you'll own nothing and be happy. And if y'all understand what that means, the whole thing going on with AI right now is a reason why he said that. I'm going to play a video of the Great Reset and the different things as far as what they're saying. Obviously, the Great Reset and the New Order is going to be painted as something that's going to help humanity as far as what they're saying. And it's a deception. The fallen one's going to be an angel of light, right? So just know things are going to be getting bad and even worse than what it is now. And he's going to bring forth that peace and bring forth that that love and everything under one ruler that's going to save everybody from themselves, basically. I'll play this clip real quick, about 4 minutes.
The pandemic has radically changed the world as we know it, and the actions we take today as we work to recover will define our generation.
Now is the time to think what history would say about this crisis.
2020 has been challenging on a lot of levels, as economic, environmental, and societal frailties have been laid bare. But it's also proved that when we need to, we can act rapidly and restructure our lives.
Recovery from the pandemic is an opportunity we can see rays of hope in the form of a vaccine, but there is no vaccine for the planet. Nature needs a bailout.
You don't want to go back to the status quo that you had before simply because it was the status quo that got us here.
With everything falling apart, we can reshape the world in ways we couldn't before. Ways that better address so many of the challenges we face. And that's why so many are calling for a great reset. A great reset? That sounds more like buzzword bingo masking some nefarious plan for world domination. Hands up, this kind of slogan hasn't gone down well. But all we really want to say is that we all have an opportunity to build a better world. And it's not surprising that people who've been disenfranchised by a broken system and pushed even further by the pandemic will suspect global leaders of conspiracy. But the world's not that simple. Every one of us has differing priorities, values, and ideas. That's part of why solutions are so hard to come by, and why we all need to be involved in the decision-making. Because whether it's politicians, CEOs, academics, activists, or you, we're all about getting people together, even those you may not like, to sit down at the table and develop solutions that work for all of us. But
we need enormous trust between the private sector and the public sector for this to actually work. That trust is hard to come by.
it's time for people to work together, listen to each other, and build this trust, so we can move towards a better world. And we really need one. Because while the pandemic affects us all, it's clear it affects some more than others.
The first people who are hit are the people at the front, those who are vulnerable. It is those on the front line who take it first, and that is simply unacceptable.
See, at the start of 2020, 1% of the world's population owned 44% of the wealth. And since the start of the pandemic, billionaires have increased theirs by more than 25%, whilst 150 million people fell back into extreme poverty. And with climate change set to dwarf the damage caused by the pandemic, the message from 2020 should be abundantly clear.
Capitalism, as we know it, is dead. This obsession that we have had with maximizing profits for shareholders alone has led to incredible inequality and a planetary emergency.
But no one can do this alone, and top-down approaches won't get us anywhere, because everything we've learned in our work has shown us that diverse voices lead to better results. And it's for these reasons that the forum talks about something called stakeholder capitalism, which would shift businesses away from just profit. Because
if we want to change where the focus of our recovery will go, then we need a new dashboard for the new economy. And that needs to encompass people, planet, prosperity, and institutions.
Giving people a real stake in the economy and putting well-being before growth. And that's all about getting the right people in the right place at the right time.
We must rebuild our relationship with nature for the survival of the peoples and our planet.
We have a window of time which is closing, and we need everybody who cares to get together and find solutions now.
It's the people who have great ideas and who share them with others. They're the ones who are shaping the future. So if you want to be a part of the change, then tune in, turn on, and get involved. Follow the Davos Agenda, right here, online, on YouTube.
All right, so with that, I'm just going to shut this one down. Hopefully, most high willing. Like I said, I'm not going to have all these in like a particular order. Just keep tuning in, and I'll see y'all in the next one.
And the title of this session, are we ready for a new world order?
There's a lot I want to talk about. Yeah, I'm about to go ahead and let it out. This the year that we need to pay attention to. There's a whole lot of stuff that's about to go down. Pretty soon they gon' try to do away with cash. Biometrics taking over fingerprint scans. Look, there's a whole lot y'all don't understand. A new world order, it was all a plan. Vaccinations taking people out every day. Using eugenics to depopulate. The truth is not hitting, it's dead in your face. For you to wake up, what is it gonna take? Listen. You just gotta do your research. Believe me when I say this, it don't take much. It don't really have to take a genius to pick up the pieces. You can see the whole world kinda messed up. Yeah, a lot of people say I'm crazy. I guess it's because of the information that I drop daily. Instead of showing love, man, y'all low-key hate me. Don't think I don't be reading all the stuff that y'all be saying. I ain't gon' lie, yeah, it kinda hurts sometimes. But I gotta stay on my grind. At the end of the day, I'm doing what I gotta do to open up everybody's eyes.